2025 didn't just give us headlines, it gave us warnings. Quiet ones at first, then louder, then unmistakable. One by one, melanated foreigners stepped into Black American spiritual territory, not as worshipers or collaborators, but as commentators, caricaturists, and cultural opportunists. And each time the public conversation blurred the most essential truth. These individuals are not Black American. They are a completely different group of people. Yet, their actions were absorbed into our archive, our reputation, our cultural record. And now, as 2026 begins, the question stands with new urgency. Does the Black church need to delineate? In 2025, when Nigerian actress Cynthia Erivo accepted the role of Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar, the controversy wasn't simply about a woman portraying Christ. It was about misattribution. For years, Erivo has been very clear and very, very proud about being Nigerian. That is her lineage. That is her identity. That is her cultural grounding. But when she stepped into a role guaranteed to spark backlash, suddenly the headlines read, "A Black woman plays Jesus." Not a Nigerian woman, not a British Nigerian actress, not a woman from a completely different spiritual tradition. Black, which in media language defaults to Black American, and Erivo did not correct the record. She allowed the controversy to fall on Black Americans as if we were the ones mocking the church, as if our women had crossed that line, as if our tradition had shifted. This was our first warning. Foreigners can toggle between their identity and ours when it benefits them, and we pay the price. Also in 2025, we had a Ghanaian music producer named Norman Gyamfi, who's affiliated with Maverick City Music, diss the Black American gospel tradition. And thus, he revealed a deeper, more sinister pattern. He dismissed Black gospel as, quote, too hard, unquote, mocking the emotional depth of our praise and contrasting it with his own doctor parents and non-struggle background. But the violation wasn't only in words. It was in his performance. He did not present himself as Ghanaian in his accent, clothing, or demeanor. He used Black American vocal cadence, Black American slang, the Black American effect. He embodied our persona convincingly, and then used that borrowed identity to critique the very tradition he was imitating. Black American gospel is hard because our history has been hard. Our vibrato carries the weight of plantations, pews, protest, and prayer circles. Our sound, as a nation of priests and kings chosen by God, is its own spiritual technology. It was not created for the white gaze or to be palatable. It is our divine expression, our offering, our healing, our victory, our story. To critique that is to misunderstand it entirely, or worse, to trivialize it. This was not diaspora kinship. This was foreign proximity cloaked in brown skin, paired with contempt for the people whose spiritual traditions built the very stage he now stands on. This was our second warning. Foreigners can perform us, profit from us, and then belittle the very culture they're imitating and profiting from. Now, 2026, this year, is already getting started, and it brings us the clearest example yet, Druski, a social media comedian who has built a career performing Black American mannerisms, accents, and archetypes. He decided to parody the Black church. And regardless of anyone's personal stance on the church, something about this moment has Black Americans feeling some type of way. Like collectively, people are asking, who is he to bring this type of critique right now in the midst of everything the world has going on? Like, why? What Black America hasn't fully named yet is the key detail. Druski is Ethiopian or part Ethiopian. His government name is Dawit Desbordes. And Dawit is a name found almost exclusively amongst Ethiopians. The discomfort we're feeling is not random. It's because this is not a Black American comedian poking fun at his own community. It's an outsider, a melanated other, taking aim at an American Negro sacred tradition, an institution. And if we had been clear on Druski's lineage from the start, he would have immediately been understood as a non-Black American man mocking a Black American sacred institution, point blank, period. But instead, the "we all Black" philosophy has allowed melanated foreigners to pass as Black long enough to blur the lines. That blurring is the problem. Passing may grant access. It does not grant authority. This was our third warning and most blatant. Foreigners can pass as Black American long enough to mock our institutions, and the public will mistakenly attribute their irreverence to us. Across these incidents, one truth emerges. Melanin is not lineage, proximity is not belonging, similarity is not sameness. Black Americans are not interchangeable with Nigerians, Ghanaians, Ethiopians, Jamaicans, half-breeds, or anyone else. Our church is not their church. Our spiritual practices are not their spiritual practices. Our relationship to Jesus, suffering, freedom, and worship is not theirs. And when we look toward their communities, their churches, their rituals, their spiritual conditions, the differences between us and them are not subtle. The things that they have going on in the places in which they fled prove that they are not qualified to speak on any other group. So why are they granted the freedom to critique ours? So I pose the question, does the Black church need to delineate? Because if the Black church does not delineate, people will continue speaking out of turn, critiquing what they did not build, imitating what they did not inherit, and reshaping narratives that were never theirs to touch. Every culture now prays like us, sings like us, worships like us, yet and feels entitled to correct who? All together now, us. That entitlement only exists because we have been too humble, too gracious, too willing to let others borrow our heritage without respecting the heirs. To refuse to rule on this matter is negligence. Our ancestors entrusted us with a tradition that carried us, healed us, and held us together. Protecting it is not arrogance. It is exercising dominion. 2025 sounded the alarm. 2026 demands a response. If this spoke to you, add your voice in the comments. Subscribe so that you're here for the next drop, and share this with someone who understands the stakes of this conversation and what we need to do. And do like the video so that this conversation reaches the people who need to hear it. This has been Glamorous, and I will see you in the comment section. This has been Glamorous, and I will see you in the comment section.